Today I want to show you a 30-second video I made for a SaaS company called Magnific. I will break down the full process, what tools I use, how I approach the concept. So let's get into it. So the first thing I did was to figure out the concept, what would be the story about, who's the character, what's the feeling. So this company had a puffy van character, and I suggested to use that character to make him alive and explain a little bit more about what Magnific is. So before I touch any tool, I answer these questions. So for the script and concept development, I use Claude, and specifically Cloud Code with custom skills that I built up for Blab Studios and the videos I produce. I've been on an MBA of neuroscience and consumer marketing, so I built up my entire MBA into different skills for video creation. So Cloud Code doesn't give me any generic answers. They give me specific answers and scripts for the videos that I want to share. For example, I have a skill named neuroscience backed storytelling, one for brand guidelines, one for video structure. So instead of starting from scratch, I prompt Cloud with a brief, and it gives me a structured creative direction immediately. That saves me a lot of time, honestly, because I set up the skills once and then I can create multiple videos with this logic and these things that I've already learned about, and I don't need to think about it that much because Claude has my skills already in their memory. And obviously I don't stay with the first script it gives me. I normally tweak it, I think about it, I think about how it will look like on visuals, and then probably after 3, 4, 5 revisions, I said, okay, this is good enough to start the video. But first I created a storyboard also in Claude that actually is just like a visual representation of the things that I want, but it's not like the exact frame that I really looking for. Actually, for this step, Cloud Code didn't give me the exact type of references that I wanted. So because it was that easy to do them with the script ready, I opened Photoshop and I created the 3 first storyboard references. So since the beginning of this video, I'm using a hybrid animation workflow. So as soon as I logged in the storyboard and script, I started into the actual video. And for this, I use Spaces from Magnific AI, formerly Freepik, but they changed the name because they are not just only a bank of assets. They enter heavily into the category of AI creation and is competing directly with Higgsfield, and it has a bunch of video models and image models to use. Okay, for this video, the only thing that I had basically was the logo and the character. They made these puffy toy characters for the web summit, so I just had like 1-2 images of that, and with that I created a front, 3/4, back and profile view. This took me just 2 generations to get it right. I already had a created prompt for this type of things because I'm constantly creating characters, so I kind of have, mastered the prompt for this type of situations. Basically, when you already have a prompt, you can reuse it for different characters. So that's amazing. So this took me basically just 2 generations. The first generation was a little bit rough because it didn't understood the character well enough because of the images that I had, and the second generation was perfect. So from there I started creating the first shot. The result was nearly perfect. The only issue was the background color. So instead of regenerating the entire image, I decided to manually correct the color in Photoshop. From there, I move on to generating the video shots. And both approaches work well. They were just stylistically different. I decided to keep both versions to compare them during the final edit and choose whichever fits best. For the second asset generation, I wanted to create the world scene with the pushy character. In the first generation, the pushy character didn't have the Van Hack logo on the side, so I regenerated it. From there, the generations started producing different spinning options of the Earth, but it took me about 5 attempts to get the rotation right. The image itself was correct, but the Earth spinning animation was run 5 times before I finally got it. Then this third shot, basically I used the first shot that I had and I put that into Photoshop again, and I manually put them in 3 because it's something super simple, but the AI doesn't get it as fast as I could just simply put it on Photoshop. The character but smaller and in 3 different spots. That's the only thing I wanted, and it was really easy to make it on Photoshop. So I made it on Photoshop and then I put it inside the workflow of Spaces, and from there I created the animation that is there. That took me also 2-3 generations to make. And the same thing I did with the shot number 4, that was basically the character entering on a profile shot and then staying in the other side. So that basically I did it also on Photoshop. I put the blue background and I put where I want them to be. I took the characters from the first character sheet that we did and I placed them into Photoshop with the shades and everything. And with that, I already had for this shot the first frame and the last frame. So I connected that into the first and last frame for Spaces. And this took only just 1 generation because it was easy to make, because we already had the first and last shot that we did on Photoshop. And the last shot, shot number 5, basically I also did it on Photoshop, the background and the last frame basically. And with the last frame, I think I made just 1 generation also, and it was great. So this didn't took a lot of time. Then with that generations already done, I downloaded everything. In After Effects, I basically merged down all together, added the text, I added some masks where it needed to be, and I added the sound and music. Also, I did these 3 screens that are for inside the video. The first one was the most difficult one because I was creating the prompt, but after that the 2 sequential ones were easier to make. I just changed the character descriptions to t-shirt color and skin color, and basically that's it. The After Effects is great for the typography part. If I would be doing just with AI, the AI wouldn't understand the text. It's way more easier to just put it down on After Effects. And actually for this video, the text animations weren't that difficult to make. It was just zoom in, zoom out, fade in, fade out. So you can create these type of videos pretty easy, honestly. In 2 days you can already have a video like this. Whether it's back in 2023-24, you couldn't make this that fast. You needed to create the character, model, rig, do a lot of things to have this type of video. And also you could charge way more, of course, but I think the speed on production that we have now in 2026 is insane what you can create on AI Spaces, on Hicksfield. It's just another level, and the only thing that is missing a lot is directive creation now. Is missing a good idea for a video. If you have that locked down, you can produce now like really fast, different styles, combine styles, and create your own different approaches. So hope you like this video, hope you like the video that we made. I will be sharing other type of videos and other type of workflows in the future. See you soon.